So let's go to the middle box, okay? So when I have, the thoughts, when I believe them, they create emotions. Emotions show up as physical reactions within the body. That's why I've got it written that way: emotions, sensations, and reactions. Now, emotions are not good or bad, but we've all been taught they are, right? That certain emotions are good and other emotions are the bad ones, right? So we spend our lives trying to get the good ones, get away from the bad ones. That's a recipe for suffering, and I'm sure you've all figured it out, but here's why specifically, is that the good emotions never seem to stay, right? The bad emotions, they could come back at any moment. So am I ever really safe when I play that game? Has that ever worked for any of us? It's never worked for me. So the thing is about emotions is we were conditioned this way. This is part of our programming. We were conditioned that certain emotions are the good ones, and other emotions are the bad ones. And you know why they feel bad? Because none of us were ever taught what to do with them. We were never taught how to be with our anger, how to be with our sadness. This was not taught in school. That's why I'm so passionate about this. We can actually prevent so much trauma. So if you look at the second box and how it goes down to the third, the reason that emotions, we were never taught what to do, so we had no choice, right, but to suppress them, fear them, resist them, dislike them, so that we can move on with our lives. We just had no other option available to us. But when we do that, they get pushed down into our bodies. And if you look at the bottom box, this is where emotions are stored within the body. And it might sound a little bit crazy, but I'll tell you a couple examples. So we might all know that a lot of people get stressed and they feel it, they hold it up in their neck, right? This is an example. Another thing is jaw tension, right, when we're stressed. Digestive issues when we're stressed. You all might have heard of that sort of thing. So there's multiple ways that this can happen, where it gets stored in the body. Fascial tension. Do you all know what fascia is? It's like this. If you pull up your skin off your muscle, that middle layer is your fascia, and that gets tight when we're stressed. So all this shows up in the body, and this might answer your question a little bit more. So what happens now is that not only does this happen when we're young, like we weren't unconditionally loved for all of our feelings when we were young, so we learn how to suppress those, but it also happens with trauma. So trauma is like I have a whole bunch of stimulation coming at me, not enough resource, not enough capacity, not enough knowledge, safety, support, time to feel through all these emotions. So I suppress it down, I check out. That helps me survive this moment. But later on, I'm still carrying it. Later on, I have to feel it through. Otherwise, that stored emotion, it runs my behavior against my will. It's so hard to really control that until we've released it from the body and discharged those traumas. It really takes looking back. When was I really hurt when I was young? And how does that make me feel when I think about it? And where am I holding that in my body? And can I embrace it? Because we all think, oh, I should let it go. But when we're resisting something, when we're trying to get rid of it, that's exactly what holds the emotion in place. That's how we've been taught in our society. Don't feel, right? Just move on, suck it up, all that stuff. But if we actually care for our emotions, how many of us love our emotions, even the hardest ones? If we can love ourselves, because that is the inner child, that is the child version of ourselves who felt that feeling, who felt that hurt, we can now in the present moment provide space and hold space for that person and give him what he needed at that time, which was acceptance, which was care, support, non-judgment. So as we can do that for our feelings, they actually will fade away.